about what you learn, but it's about who you become. So if you need to be confident, if you need discipline, if you need to be more productive, if you need to be a go-getter, whatever you need to be, start stepping into that identity every single day. And the more you look at that identity and the more you make decisions through that identity, the more successful you'll be. If your goal is to be more confident, when you come to a decision where you need to either make a comfortable decision to kind of do what you're used to, or an uncomfortable decision to do what you're not used to, I don't want you to say, as Samika, Jalen, I don't want you to say, well, what would Jalen say? I want you to say, well, what would the confident Jalen say? What would the confident, whatever your words are, right? How would that person make a decision? Because that person who makes decisions is going to make a different decision than a person you currently are. And the more you make decisions from this person, the more you're gonna develop yourself into a better person. And that it comes with a better life. That comes with more money. That comes with more impact, influence, everything, all your dreams that you want. All right. So hopefully that pep talk, that little bit of pep talk help from Coach T. This is what I've learned over my last decade of just doing this. So hopefully that was very helpful and inspirational to you. But with that, next, executing on the DM script. Executing on the DM script. So the DM script is, and again, we'll provide that. I'll provide that as attachment here. But the outcome and the goal of the DM script is simply to have, let's say, initiate conversations that lead to appointments. Is that simple. It's literally just that simple. So let's go through our handy dandy script. So let's see here. All right, so we call it the chat sequence. So we kind of have two names for it, the DM script or the chat sequence. If you're referring it, some of the members might know it because we updated it, but some of the members might know it previously as the DM script. But chat sequence, DM script, same kind of thing, right? So this is what it's going to look like. So let's just say, this is the scenario. Scenario is you just found somebody. Let's say if you're working with Coach T, you just found somebody who looks like Coach T could help based on the profile criteria. And now they followed me back. So that's another key piece to this, right? And I want you to make sure we know that too. I'm gonna add that on here. Another piece, a key piece is, actually, let's put it down here. Another key piece to this is they must, let's put this in caps, must follow you back before messaging them. What is that called? Pop quiz. What is it called when you send out a bunch of random messages to people? What do they call you on the internet? They call you a spammer. We never, ever want to be a spammer. You know what you are when they follow you back? Your friend. When they follow you back, you're a friend, and you send them a message, Facebook, Instagram, all the social media platforms are happy. Yes, they follow each other back. They must know each other. This is great. They must love each other's content. You're good to go. Send away. So another way that you're going to do this is you're going to host private trainings, right? So when it comes to hosting private trainings, your goal is, I want to take somebody, and then by the way, this is off social media, because most people think, I'm just gonna go live. Like it's a different beast when you go live. Like people are just scrolling, they kind of just browsing. They're not about to spend that much money just scrolling on a Facebook or going on a live and then take out their credit card and pay $100 a month
for your program. It's just, unfortunately, it's just not that easy. So, but if you have somebody in a private setting, meaning all distractions are gone, like when you in this setting, they all in, meaning I want you to get somebody in a Zoom call. I want you to use like, webinar, what is it? Webinar Jam or any of the webinar services, but like get somebody off of social media onto another platform where you can meet with them and provide them that training. And when I say host private trainings, that means you want to get people on. So you might get like 5 people, 10 people, 20, 30 people on a training where at the end of the day, all it really is you doing your, you really educating and you doing your script. You're doing your script on, and we'll talk about that, but you're doing your script to a bunch of people, right? In terms of like figuring out like what people are struggling with, like going through that kind of thing. But I want you to educate a little bit more, right? When you're doing a training, it's really more about how do you educate people on and let them feel the pain of not, make them feel the pain of like not taking action on a certain thing that lo and behold, you help, right? And then at the end, giving them an opportunity to be able to resolve or fix whatever that pain is, right? So for example, if I was doing a training on habits for entrepreneurs, I say, look, this the number, I want you to join my training. By the way, you're gonna set up a page. I'll show you that in a second. You're gonna set up a page people can register. And then once they get on, I would do it like, hey, throughout this training, I'm gonna be training you for an hour. And specifically on this training, I'm gonna focus on, what are the habits that you need to have in order to retain clients, for example, right? And actually, this is a real one that I did, to retain clients, right? Like, what are the things that you need to be able to know? And so with that being said, I'll give everybody an opportunity to be able to go deeper on this if you want. Hint, hint, work with me, right? So you're putting a seed in their mind ahead of time, and then you go into your training, right? So you do it that way. Now, in order to get people on that training, it's going to be a similar thing. You're going to send people, you're going to DM, you're going to text, you're going to be on podcast, you're going to be everywhere you at talking to people. You're going to send them this link, and you're going to say, I got a training that's coming up in this next week. And in order to send, and so, okay, coach, I get it. But what training am I going to send them, right? Like, I mean, how do I get them to like sign up, or how do they know what they're signing up for? Well, that's a great question. So they're going to know by this. You're going to create, remember that landing page I was telling you about, right? Remember we were having that conversation earlier about landing pages. You can also not just create a landing page for your lead magnet, but you can also create a landing page to get people to sign up for your training. Dope, right? So, so this is one. So I would say, free training. And this one is like top 3 strategies to create 90% loyalty, retention and loyalty. So this is one that we did. And then literally they click it, and then, it pops up and they put in their information, right? And literally that's what it is, right? And Facebook ads is also another way to be able to bring it in. With that being said, I'm not going to, because I'm going to go into it a little bit deeper later, but just understand that Facebook ads is another way to be able to bring in additional clientele as well. Okay. All right. And then last thing, right? Let's talk about like retaining clients, right? So when it comes to retaining clients, what you really want to focus on is, and this is on the map too, that I want you to retain at least 2 clients, right? In terms of like going through the steps of the map. In general, to retain clients is super important that you focus on not just booking appointments. Well, yes, please, that you have to book appointments, but actually getting people to say yes. And I'm confident that if you speak to 10 people over the phone, I'm super confident that you get at least 2 people to say yes, right? Especially if you're doing it for $1, right? But you might charge 50, which is okay, right? So with that being said, and you know what you're offering, you already got your stuff ready, planned out. So with that being said, like your goal is retain 2 clients, and all retain is I want you to get at least 2 clients, right? So, all right, cool. So make sure that you follow the workbook. Make sure that you like go through the exercises. Then literally like, start trying to get clients. Like, get it. Like, don't be afraid to do it. You're gonna learn. You're gonna scuff your knee. You're gonna try to figure some things out. It's not gonna work, right? This is why it's important to be part of a community. This is why it's important to have a coach. This is why it's important to get feedback. Like, this is why it's important to do these kind of things, because it's really going to be about you taking those steps and you just constantly adjusting,